All right, guys, we are back to give you our Thursday night football prediction. We have a really good matchup, battle of the NFC West. Both teams are 3-1. Both teams are fighting for first place with the Seahawks. That is the Los Angeles Rams versus the 49ers in Los Angeles. So the 49ers are going down south to play the Rams. This game opened at 1.5. Now the Rams are favored by 5.5 and 6.5. For our purposes, we'll take the best number. For me, I'm going to take it at 5.5. I'm not saying that if I was going to bet on the Rams, I would take it at 5.5. So let's say the Rams are favored by 5.5, and the over under is 46.5. 49ers coming off all loss to the Jaguars, which I was very surprised. Me and Adam both had the 49ers covering that game because who would have thought the Jaguars would pull that off with all the turnovers they had? And I don't know. Did you see that Robert Saleh and the Cohen head coach then was got into it like on the field? Did you see that?
Yeah, just a little bit of it. I don't know what their
Yeah,
deals are.
Cohen said no. Salah said he has an advanced video system to steal signs. That's another thing he said, which is
Okay.
yeah. I mean, if you could beat the system, then all for it. But like, I don't know. That seems like a lot of maybe he's a sore loser because he was a big loser in the with the Jets. The Rams are coming off a good win against the Colts. I believe I had the Colts and Adam had the Rams on that one. Rams. I mean, the Colts kind of. I didn't say they gave it away, but did you see when the Colts dropped that guy dropped the ball? Or he lost. He lost. I guess yeah. He lost his grip on it right when he was getting to the touchdown. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was like a 70 or 80-yard touchdown or something like that. I thought they had another bonehead play too, but I don't know. Those are two good teams, but the Colts definitely shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, definitely. So I've always told people just don't be so sold on the Rams just yet because they have a great front seven, but that back seven, that secondary is not so great. But let's talk about the Rams as we're talking about them right now. Um, Matt Stafford has the best the QB rating in all the NFL. He is killing it. He is being lights out to my surprise because he's 37 and he had back issues coming into this season. He's thrown for already over 1,000, over what, 1,100 yards, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 2 picks. Puka Nakua, the guy is looking like the best receiver in the league. I bet fantasy owners, I bet they love all the receptions, but they bet they would like him to get more touchdowns when he has 1 touchdown. So I, no, not so great. But I mean, who cares? The guy's getting like 100 catches. And Kyrie Williams, he's not, I mean, 68 carries, 300 yards, nothing to brag about. Their front seven is insane. I think we know that, Adam. Their Brian Young, their linebacker, has 5 sacks, and Devontae Adams has now added an extra element. He looks like when Cooper Cup and Puka Nakua. When Puka Nakua was a rookie, and it looks like that they have like that same mojo because obviously Cup does not look like himself anymore. But Devontae Adams, dude, they look like dynamic.
And I've always said this about Adams. He needs to be with a great quarterback, and Matt Stafford is a great quarterback. He's not a number one guy like when he went to the Raiders that is just going to take over the league. I mean, he's going to have good plays, but he needs to be able to work with a smart, accurate quarterback, and they're using him great. And him as a number two is really working out.
100%. He you see that when he was with Aaron Rodgers, and you saw how he was when he went to Oakland. I mean, the Las Vegas Raiders. I know the quarterback play wasn't the best, but if you're an all-star wide receiver, some even the average quarterback, you can still put up some big numbers with them. But yeah, great point. He needs a great quarterback. He's not that number one anymore, but he's still like a budding number one guy. But he doesn't have to be the focal point. And they got weapons, all over the place. Corum, good backup running back, speedster kind of guy. Higby at tight end. So they're loaded everywhere. And they're like we don't have to talk about their defense. They get after the quarterback. Verse Young, like I said, these guys, PJ Ford, these guys get after the quarterback. So it just the concern is the secondary. If you can block, you can get out of them. If they don't drop that touchdown, the Colts guy with that bonehead move, they got 27 points, 28 points on them right there. So people are putting points on them if you can block. Now let's talk about a team that's being held by gum and tape here. That is the 49ers. They lose the Jaguars to our surprise. Jaguars, they have one of the their passing attack is not so great. But you know, Purdy comes back. I don't know if he came back too early. He looked decent, but he still had 2 turnovers. Parcell, wherever you say that wide receiver's name, he's
Pearsall.
hurt. Yeah, Parthea.
Yeah.
He's hurt. He with a PCL injury. He might not play this game. Jennings is questionable with an ankle and a shoulder injury. Kittle is not going to come back. He's still a week away. They have CJ West, or defensive tackle. He's questionable. Jordan Watkins, they're and Bosa's out for the year. Their injuries are just piling up, piling up. It's like, what is it? What is in the water in San Francisco? I feel like this has been the 49ers MO, dude, for years, that they just can't stay healthy. I mean, do they got to fire their like trainer staff, like, or the medical staff? Like, what's going on?
I would honestly, yeah. Something has to be going on. They've had a stacked roster, especially skill positions, for so long, and they have just been riddled with injuries. But I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah, D Winters, another linebacker, questionable. Their DN Matos, he is questionable. Myreek, their other DN Williams, questionable. Their other corner Green, limited practice and Monday. So pay attention to this, guys, if you want to bet on the 49ers. Like I said, aiming Brock Purdy is questionable for this game. So pay attention, because you don't know who's going to be healthy. It might be Jennings and Bourne, the 2-1-2 wide receivers. Obviously, the offense is going to run through CMC. Fred Warner, that guy's still a monster. He's a warrior. He's still going to do his best to keep that defense together. But there's injuries galore, and they're piling up. And like I said, the number went from 1.5 to 5.5. So a lot of Vegas and the public a little bit see there's a big difference in these two teams. A little betting tidbit here for anybody who wants to, which teams you want to take here. If coaching does matter, it does. And these are two great coaches. I think Shanahan's a little overrated because he's never gotten over the hump. And he's got that Super Bowl win. Kyle Shanahan is 10-6 against Sean McVay all time. The Rams are 3-1 against the spread this season. The 49ers are 2-2. The over's 2-2 in these games, in the Rams games, and the overs 2-2 49 games on the same record there. And the Rams are 2-0 against the spread as home favorites, and they are at home. So, dude, there's a lot of parts. I also want to mention a very good betting tidbit. The Rams are 11-4, dating back to last year, against the spread as a betting favorite. So they are 11-4 going back to last year against the spread. So, I'll start first. I don't know. 49ers, to me, the injuries are just piling up and piling up and piling up. The only really, like, they played the Saints and Cardinals, they beat them, and they beat the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks is the best win. The Cardinals, we both think they're mediocre. The Saints, they're going to be fighting for the first pick in the next year's draft next year. I'm not, and the Jaguars beat them. So I have no confidence team. There's injuries galore. They're still waiting for guys to come back. I think this is a big number for a division rival, and I get that. But like I said, Puka Nacua is arguably looking like the best wide receiver in the league. Matthew Stafford, it has the highest QB rating. He hardly turns the ball over. And if you can't block this front seven, if you could block them, you could attack their mediocre secondary. But because I don't know if they can with this offensive line and how beat up they are, I think this front seven can get to the statue that is Purdy or Mac Jones. And I think the Rams come in and they cover the 5.5. Hey, I'll say they cover the 6.5 as well. So give me the Rams to cover.
Yeah, I'm rolling with you on this one. Looking at the Rams depth chart, it's like the absolute opposite of the 49ers. They have almost nobody questionable. They're rolling. I think Stafford's going to pick them apart. And if that front seven can get some pressures and stop drives early, they could easily cover this 5.5. So, yeah, I'm rolling with you.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think it could turn into a bloodbath. I think. I mean, look at division rivals. Maybe they could keep it close enough, but I just can't see it. If you just you hit the whole team to stop CMC, put 7-8 people in the box, you might be able to. Not that Mac Jones and Brock Purdy are bad quarterbacks and they can't throw the ball, but their wide receiver room is getting emptier and emptier, guys. So
I
think
there's ever a day for a blowout, it's Thursday night.
Yeah, true. And you know
Thursday
what?
nights are ugly.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, it's a good matchup surprisingly for Thursday. It's not like the Jets versus the Titans or whatever garbage they put on there sometimes. So this is gonna be a great matchup, a great rival. We both got the Rams to cover. So guys, as always, pay attention to the injury reports, stay away from those parlays, and let's hopefully the Rams cover for the both of us. So guys, we'll see you in the next one.